going live.
Oh, just the worst day. My neighbor passed away. My neighbor Joe. I don't want to start on
Oh,
a downer, but I mean,
well, I
welcome to the
mean,
pre-show, everybody. This is where we talk about what we're going to
well,
do on the
Paul
show. Real
Rubens
easy.
died.
Yeah, real easy on Mondays. We're just going to talk about all of the new comics coming out this week, and there are some good ones. I've had a
Yes, there
little
are.
look over to see what's going on, but yeah, I moved a few years ago to a little tiny town in West Tennessee, Middle
It's
West Tennessee.
it's a backwoods country.
It's not really backwoods, but it is small, definitely compared to Middle Tennessee area where I lived previously. But when I lived in a suburb of Nashville. I didn't know any of my neighbors. I lived there for like 20 freaking years, and I reached out, but never really,
They
you
don't
know,
want that communist talking
yeah, whatever. And I would keep all that, I would keep all that hush hush, but I don't know, man. Like the first day we moved in, my neighbor come out, hey, how's it going? La la, talked with everybody and the family, helped us move. So I don't know. We just had a relationship then. He was like an 80-something-year-old dude, lived by himself. So we basically, helped take care of him, helped him clean his house and with his computer, for
me. Yeah.
sure. And he was like family, dude. And yeah, he passed away this morning, like 6:45. So we just been up, and
Well,
man,
I'm
it's
sorry to
just
hear
kind of a
that.
bummer.
You
And
sound
no,
you
my
sound like a
no, my
really nice
neighbor
guy.
was not Pee Wee Herman. Okay, he was
No,
not.
he was not.
He also passed away,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
Paul
But
Rubens, the actor who portrayed Pee Wee Herman, passed away from, I guess, a long bout of
yeah,
cancer.
he was also Penguin's dad. Remember that?
He was Penguin's dad. He was
I love
also
that.
like, well, in the Tim Burton Batman Returns movie,
Yeah, I
because
love that.
we've had multiple iterations of the Penguin. He was also the like
Oh,
head
sure, sure.
vampire lackey
Oh, in
in
Buffy, in
the
the
Buffy the
Buffy
movie.
movie, best
Yeah.
death scene ever. I mean, not to get too
Ah,
dark,
ooh,
but yeah,
ah.
that was
Um,
so funny.
he
I
he.
should post that. People would be
I'm
offended.
not 100% sure. You remember a movie called The Flight of the Navigator?
I do remember the
I
Flight
think
of the
he was the
Navigator.
voice of the robot
Yeah, he was. He was definitely the voice of the ship's
of the ship.
AI
Yeah.
in that.
But he did. I think he was like not credit. I didn't think he took the credit under Paul Rubin. I don't think he did that. I think he's like a different name.
Possibly, possibly.
Uh, but he was in a lot of things. I mean, obviously Pee Wee's Playhouse. I mean, I
I mean,
love
that's and the Big Adventure
Pee
and
Wee's
all
Big Adventure,
the movie spin-offs and
which was I think Tim Burton's very first feature production, feature
I mean,
movie.
it was. Tim Burton actually put something out today and said that he, gives credit to Paul Rubin for giving him that opportunity to do that movie because it did. It put him on the map. It gave him something to,
But
to put
I
his
mean,
name on. And I mean,
yeah,
what a movie to put your name on for your first movie. That movie is incredible. Still stands up,
yeah, it's one of the.
for I
It
mean, it's
is.
like Napoleon Dynamite for a different generation. You know what I mean? It almost has
I
that
you can
same
make that comparison.
sort of
Yes,
feel. Yeah, yeah,
that's a good comparison to make.
yeah.
Just that
Hey Taylor, how's it going?
Pee
Hey,
Wee
hey.
Herman, Pee Wee's Big Adventure, Pee Wee's Playhouse.
Hmm.
Growing up, that was my jam, and
That was the Saturday morning
that was a
thing, dude.
Saturday morning. That was like the last thing they played on Saturday mornings. I think was Pee
And then
Wee's
they put on
Playhouse.
wrestling
Yeah,
or some sports or something.
like the WWF back when Vince McMahon was
I read an
consolidating
article. Yeah, I
all
read
those
an article about that
wrestling
today.
leagues.
That Pee Wee's Playhouse, because of where it was scheduled on Saturday mornings, a lot of times parents and kids would watch it together
Ah,
and get something out of it. You know what I mean? And yeah, I mean it had huge ratings, dude. It had huge
yeah,
ratings.
yeah.
We were
It
talking
was.
about my neighbor Taylor, my 89-year-old neighbor Joe, who was almost like family. The few years
I
we
thought you were
spent.
about to say that your neighbor is Paul Rubin. I'm like, what
No,
the
he
fuck?
passed. My neighbor passed away. So like he
Because I
passed away.
definitely heard you guys talking about Pee Wee.
Well,
So.
that's how
Yeah.
we evolved the
That's how
conversation.
the conversation rolled
Yeah,
into
where my
his neighbor
neighbor
passing away
passed,
because
and
he was
then
talking about when he lived in Hendersonville and that he didn't know his neighbors and he lived there for such a long time, but when he moved to his new home, that like the very first day his neighbor Joe comes out and introduces himself, helps him move in and all that, and they
yeah,
kind of grew a
yeah,
friendship out of that.
it was really cool. And he was very sick, towards the end, and we helped take care of him, and we were like a conduit between him and his family who lived out of state. So, and then yes, of course that evolved too. talking about the late great Paul Rubin and all his awesome stuff. He was Penguin's dad. Remember that? In Batman.
Batman Returns.
Yeah, love that, dude. Love that, though. So yeah, it's been an emotional day, but we are here to talk about comics. Let's do it. Let's get it on. Let's talk about some comic books. It is a pretty okay week for comics.
You don't think anybody will watch that garbage? Some people will watch anything, Scarlet.
Is it the end of the month or is it the first of the month?
Yeah.
Which is it?
The weird transition period.
It is, especially with Comic-Con. And last week, man. And I looked at the sales charts for last month, and like Night Terror is killing it.
Well, good for them, I guess.
I mean, maybe
Run that by me one more time without the music.
That doesn't necessarily mean it's good. It just means that it's like something
wanted
that
on the
people can
shelf.
jump onto. You know,
Well,
like
okay, so what was this about Night
self-contained,
Terrors?
probably.
Greetings, geeks. Welcome back to another episode of this Geek Comics Out Geek Comic Shit Talk Show.
Shit Talk
Homer
Show!
Taylor, aka David. What I was saying is Night Terrors is selling very well, but I think it's like direct market sales. So it's just like shops picking up the books, not necessarily selling copies of those books. So it is difficult to tell, but man, maybe once it's all said and done, I'll find the good ones. You know, like the Batman one sold really well. Yeah.
Well, I'm sure, but they do events like this for a reason. This is something that, like, someone who's not following Green Lantern or the Flash or whatever, they can be like, "Oh, well, this is going to be like a little self-contained 2-issue thing. I'll pick this up."
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. All right, Chad. If you see something, say something. We're going to be talking about. I don't know where Andy is. He might not be able to make it this week. I closed my Facebook chat down pretty early, but
I blame David.
Yeah, I blame Dave. Dave's here. So yeah, we're talking about all of the new comic books coming out this week, August 2nd, or tomorrow, or midnight tonight if you're lucky. So if you see something, chat, say something. If you want us to talk about a book on this list, let us know. We started Image Comics for as long as Image Comics is still at the top of this list. Dave found a different list, which is located here. But this is a list that I use, which seems to still keep things sort of by publisher, at least to some extent. Anyway. Black Cloak number 6. I fell off this book kind of early. I fell off almost everything this week at Image Comics early. Class War, trade paperback. Hey Kids Comics looks okay. Junk Rabbit, Love Everlasting, Packless. Sorry, I'm literally not reading any of those books. There's a lot. There's a lot of damn books that I'm not reading.
Black Cloak is like the first book you've mentioned. That's one of the ones I'm picking up this week, but there's not a whole lot in Image this week.
Yeah, they do have a couple of debuts. We have Quest number 1, which is from Jonathan Luna and Crystal Wood, with Jonathan Luna doing the art. Who doesn't love Jonathan freaking Luna?
Work. So this is a definite auto pick for me.
Loved Alex and Ada, dude. There was another book that they did.
He did the one with the dragons and stuff.
Alex and Ada was really good. They did the book. I think it was just called The Sword.
Oh yeah,
it came out even before Alex and Ada.
Is it right here? Derp.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Inspired by Southeast Asia, Princess Anya's new husband, Prince Devian, is violently abducted by 3 demons at their wedding, and Anya sets out on an epic journey to go save his ass. Looks cool.
Okay, sounds like kind of like boilerplate fantasy type of thing, but hey, that's not necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah. Sacrificers number 1 is also a debut. It's a Rick Remender joint.
Also another book I'm going to pick up this week.
Yep, Dave McCaig. Series premiere. Tomorrow is a harmonious paradise thanks to 5 families who make everything perfect for the price of 1 child per household. I know which one I'd give if this was actually happening.
You're a monster, Gomer.
I am. Now, as that bill comes to, a son expected to give everything for a family that never loved him, and an affluent daughter determined to destroy utopia must unite to end one generation's unnatural, protracted reign. Sounds all right. Rick Remender's
They're going to crash the system.
Well, don't get attached to too many of the characters because Rick Remender just fucking loves to kill them. So
he loves murdering people. This is right up his alley. I get to murder the firstborn child of every family in this town. Spawn, because it wouldn't be a week without McFarlane at Image. World Tree's getting everything reprinted. James Tynion is just amazing. And that book is so damn good. Big twist in the last issue, but at the end, it's like, what?
Yeah.
And then Walking Dead Deluxe, just recolored reprints of Walking Dead because it's
It's The
Kirkman
Walking
in its
Dead.
image. So yeah, kind of a weird week. They get a lot of material out at Image. A couple of unknowns that seem to have a good pedigree with their creative teams. Just books that I'm just not all that interested in, you know. Anyway, Boom Studios, Buffy the Vampire Slayer #1. Don't call it a comeback. This is an all new.
I've been here for years.
A brand new Slayer. I
Old
guess her
woman
name
Buffy.
is also Buffy. I guess her name is Buffy as well. Her name's Thess. Or is Buffy like a title? No, Buffy was the girl's name.
It was her name.
Buffy
I'm
was
pretty
the
sure.
name.
So, Buffy last Vampire Slayer? The last? Yeah, it's Tess is all grown up, having taken up the mantle, but with her new responsibilities comes new enemies. So there you go. It's just another Vampire Slayer book. Hey, good for them. That's a great franchise. If you're into that shit, awesome. You know, more power to you. I love you for it. But it's hard for me to keep looking at those. I tried to read the Firefly books. I couldn't keep up with those either. I was like, nah, it just doesn't have the same, magic.
They took the sky from you.
Yeah, they took the sky from me, man. Fence Redemption is the sequel to that story about, fencing. I know it's weird. Grimm #12. Dave loves Grimm.
It's good series.
And then Once Upon a Time at the End of the World. Are you still reading that? Isn't that Jason Aaron's book?
I kind of dropped off of it after the last issue.
I did too. Grimm is cool though.
Grimm right now, the new story arc has the bad guy teaming up with our hero to stop an even bigger evil now.
See, isn't that the way it always goes?
Well,
that's an old trope. I'm getting a little tired of that shit.
The deal was there was a deal made to release a soul from hell, and the bad guy didn't realize that it was going to be that soul in hell.
Oh, of course.
Like, oh shit, you're going to have your dad psyched now. She's the daughter of the Grim Reaper. So
moving on to the big DC Comics, the big 2 coming up. Adventures of Superman, John Kent. This is going to wrap this 6-issue miniseries. It's been good so far. I would actually had liked to see this go a little bit longer and explore John in this story, in this adventure, maybe going to other universes. It is like a multiverse sort of thing.
Yeah.
I think they could have dragged it out a little bit more, but I'm anxious to see Superboy kick Superman's fucking ass. I am ready for it.
Be interesting to see. Yeah, this has been a lot of fun with the Injustice universe and everything like that.
Yeah.
The gift that keeps on giving.
I mean, it really is.
Man, that Injustice comic book should have just been a half-assed piece of shit that was just there to like pimp the movie. Yeah, but fucking Tom Taylor, he came in and he has given them like a fucking like workhorse with this comic book. They've been putting this shit out for like a decade now.
Yeah, dude. And the game is still fun as hell too. The game is still super fun to play. What else we got? City Boy #3. I've really been enjoying this. Superman is showing up in this. Our reluctant, apprehensive hero who has the power of a city.
I am anxious for him to just stop fucking angsting and just start doing stuff now.
Yeah, now that he's got Superman there to guide him, maybe that'll help him a little bit.
I sure hope so.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. It has been.
I love the potential.
He's wishy-washy.
The idea of this series I really like, but I really wish like they'd shit or get off the pot at this point. You know?
Yeah. And it is a 6-issue mini, and we're only halfway there. So
true enough.
Yeah,
I'm still on board for this, but
me too.
I am anxious for them to kind of get him doing things this time instead of just having teenage angst about it the whole time.
Yeah, for sure. Just Society of America continues Jeff Johns' book. You're still on this, Taylor?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I love this book.
Nice. I think I've dropped off this, but it's only issue 5 of 12, so there's plenty of time for me to get caught up. Really fun shit, man. And then we get to Night Terrors. We are in our second month of Night Terrors, so these are all going to be issue 2 of 2, which is wonderful. It means it's almost over. Although I have been hearing good things. Night Terrors Batman #2, a lot of variants. Night Terrors Black Adam #2, and a lot of variants. Night Terrors Poison Ivy #2, again, a whole lot of variants. Ravager #2.
Ravager is one of those ones where I'm surprised she got her own book for this.
It's like they almost had to, like, I don't know, dive deep, dig deep to find anything to put on this damn event. Here, hold on, I saved it because it's so damn ridiculous. These are all the damn Night Terror books in 2 months. It's amazing to me that they thought this was a good idea. But again, I'm hearing that it is selling, which just boggles my mind. So, I mean, but good on y'all if y'all are enjoying it. I just can't bring myself to read an event like that, But then the Joker gets a Night Terror book as well, Night Terrors. Omega Men #3 Facsimile Edition. I'm not sure what the significance of this is. It does say Callista, Prisoner of the Citadel. I don't know. Maybe it's got to be a first appearance of somebody. Dave, Omega Man #3.
Looking
Is it
at
a first
right now.
appearance of somebody?
Omega Man was like a Tom King book from like 10 years ago. I didn't realize that there was an older version of it.
Oh, yeah. I think it was a Kirby book, too.
I have no idea. I've never heard of this before.
Oh, wild. Yeah. The Omega Man book that was like.
It's Lobo's first appearance.
It's Lobo's
okay,
first appearance. And who was it? Was it Kirby doing this book?
I don't know if it was Kirby on the book. Because
I only searched for
New Gods was Kirby.
Right.
Yeah, but like this is like if it's Lobo, presumably it's like cosmic shit. I don't know.
Yeah,
whatever.
exactly. Yeah, I don't know either. But no, I did love that Tom King Omega Man book from back in the day. That was like one of his first books.
It was. That was before. I think that was even before Vision.
No,
yeah.
there's no. According to this,
so
the
it
writer
wasn't
was
Kirby.
Roger Stifler.
Oh, okay.
And Anthony Tolan as the artist.
Nice.
We have Keith Griffin on here. And
what year was that? It's got to be like an anniversary.
I'm looking. 83.
So there you go. There's your anniversary. 40 years of Lobo, right?
Yep.
Amazing. Man, that dude needs more exposure. He is so popular. He's so well known. It's weird that he doesn't get onto even more things. I don't know. It feels like he's sort of like a Deadpool meets Spawn, sort of thing, because he does have that like 90s edge somehow, even though
but he was doing that. I think he was doing that before Deadpool was a thing.
Oh, most likely. Yeah, most likely.
He's like
Peacemaker Tries Hard #46. Dave, you're reading this, right?
Yes, this has been fun. This is probably going to be my only DC pickup this week.
Nice. Yeah, it's a comedy book, action comedy, right up, Peacemaker's alley, and leans into the show. I mean, this guy is definitely becoming sort of a Deadpool style, Harley Quinn style, just,
John Cena's portrayal of the character has really skyrocketed the popularity of this guy.
Yeah, and it's almost cemented that as the character's personality now. It's sort of
this
going
book
back
exists because the Peacemaker show exists.
Exactly.
And, by extension, the Suicide Squad.
Which the Peacemaker show is several times better than some of the Disney Marvel stuff.
It was good.
Sure.
To me, it's not as good as like the best of them. Like it's not as good as WandaVision or Loki or Moon Knight, but it was good.
It's better than most. I'll give it that.
Yeah. So what do we got here? Sandman Universe Special, Thessaly. Now this is a character from the Sandman books.
That's a bit of a deep. Well, I don't know if it's a quote unquote deep cut, but you definitely have no idea who this fucking character is unless you've read a decent amount of these. Yeah, this was his girlfriend for a minute. She's a witch. That's basically, I guess, all there is to say about her.
So I'm not sure who's writing or doing the art on this because Diamond is so terrible with the info. Oh, it's James Tynion and Maria Lovett. So. That's good. Maria Lovett did some stuff on that. What was that BDSM book, Dave? Wasn't that her?
Lovett.
Maria Lovett.
When you need information about BDSM, that's where you go.
That's where you go. You go to AKA David. But as you know, James Tynion IV is like the procurer, the big guy, the guy making sure all the Sandman.
Well, that was how they lured him into doing more DC books. Is they gave him the keys to the Sandman car.
Yeah, he was done. He literally left Batman. They wanted him to stay on Batman. I'm glad he left. Faith. That's right. That was a cool book, dude.
That is a cool book. But it went like into like 4 series or something like that, and it got really weird.
Knew we could count on Dave for that BDSM
it was the worm.
knowledge.
He knows all of the BDSM info.
It was
Andrew
the worm
in the chat
thing.
asking how we're doing. Man, we are doing great. Thank you so much for stopping by, dude. We really appreciate it. Scooby-Doo, where are you? Number 123. Steelworks #3, written by Star Trek Generation actor Michael Dorn.
This book is way better than I had ever expected it to be. You know,
It's
nothing
way better
against
for Worf to be fucking right.
Yeah,
man.
nothing against Michael Dorn, but
Yeah.
I have no idea if he has ever written another comic book, and he's doing a pretty good job with this.
I want him on a Star Trek book now. I want him to write his own Worf book.
Hell,
Worf in
yeah,
his
I'd read
own
that.
words.
Sounds good.
I mean, I want him on that shit because he is awesome, dude. Not that Worf isn't like the main character of the second Star Trek book. You know, he's literally the captain of the ship. But yeah, dude, it's a great book. I was never even a fan of Steel before. I was just like, yeah, he's kind of like Superman meets Iron Man. That's lame, you know? And he was, in a lot of stories, really lame. But yeah, he's solid in this, man. I'm really enjoying it.
It's been a real renaissance for the Superman books lately, you know?
Well, and that's good. That was their whole plan. Remember, they were like, Superman ain't getting enough play. We're making this, you know, putting a lot of effort, a lot of attention on all the Superman books, and it's working.
Yeah.
It's really
I mean, the
working.
Superman book, the main Superman book is really good. And yeah. All these
the John
auxiliary
Kent
titles.
Book, yeah, Steel
really good.
is good. Yeah. They got that Power Girl book, I think, coming out. Dude, even the Superboy book is not bad at all. The leather jacket one.
We'll always, I think, begrudge that it wasn't the Alan Scott one that we wanted to win.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been pretty fun.
Dark place in my heart for that book, even though it's not bad at all. So Swamp Thing Green Hell gets collected. Very nice. This was Jeff Lemire and Doug Mankey's very, very, very late because Doug Mankey got hurt or sick or something. Horror. Oh my god. All right, we've talked about it before. How everybody has written Daredevil. Swamp Thing is kind of the same way.
Swamp Thing is one of those prestige books.
Exactly, that's the word, prestige book. And this is another one to throw up there along with, what's his name?
Alan Moore.
Yeah, Alan Moore. Sorry, I've gotten like 5 hours sleep today. Alan Moore. Yeah, they're all coming to blank, but I've read them. But yeah, very good stuff.
Rand V did some good stuff with Swamp Thing.
Yeah, Rand V did a great horror version of.
But yeah, this book itself, this was really fun. If you missed out on this, if you forgot it was coming out in like the year it took between issue 1 and 2, this is definitely worth checking out.
Yeah, I had a good time with it. That's about it. Teen Titans is getting, you know, a bunch of reprints of some stuff. And then Wonder Woman 800 is getting a second printing. So,
second chance to see the debut of Trinity, I suppose.
Of Trinity, yes. I hope she comes back in something. Well, she obviously is. Tom King ain't gonna let that shit, you know.
They'll do something with the character at some point for sure. Yeah.
Now, canonically, is she younger than Jonathan and Damian?
She would have to be
because from the future. Isn't she from the future?
Well, in the sense that she has not been born before them, yes, she is younger. But I think, she was pulled from like some alternate future fucking shit. I don't know. It's fucking.
Yeah, they don't have rings. People don't have rings like trees. Andrew in the chat, is McFarlane coming out with anything new? No, I've seen him on his feed. He keeps pushing the animation stuff. He keeps pushing the toys. Man, he's so busy. McFarlane Toys has grown by leaps and bounds in the past couple of years, so I think that's taken a lot of his attention. He does have a book coming out this week at Image, but I mean, it's just your normal, everyday, average, you know, monthly Spawn issue of Spawn. But yeah,
I saw a documentary here the last couple of weeks about McFarlane and Rob Liefeld, and there were some comparisons where, like, you know, Rob Liefeld is still doing art because he never lost his passion for it. Which, you know, here I am saying something nice about Liefeld. Whereas like Todd McFarlane has gotten into like so much of the business aspect that he's lost his passion for the art. Was the comparison that they were making was you know, right?
I'm sure Liefeld would appreciate the paychecks more.
Yeah, I was about to say, that's probably physically painful for you to say to, you know, Rob Liefeld.
I'm not a fan of Liefeld's.
That's been made well known. Yes.
Yeah. He's all right. He has some okay ones. Andrew in the chat, that anthology of his that was just released, pretty fine. Yeah, for sure. I need to see that. Very cool. Moving on to Marvel. Amazing Spider-Man Annual #1, extra price, Celeste Braunford, Erica Schultz, David Lopez, and Julian Shaw.
Oh, is
doing
this
art.
that Hallows Eve
coming
character?
back.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's really been hard for me to keep up with the Amazing Spider-Man title because there have just been better Spider-Man titles. And it's like, I don't want to have to, slog through a freaking
I
Spider-Man
am
book.
so out of the loop today when it comes to Spider-Man.
Yeah, me too.
Peter
dude.
Parker, at least. But
yeah, me too.
Yeah, I didn't read any of the Hallows Eve, so I guess this is a hard pass for me.
Yeah, me too. A lot of great variant covers there. Here's a big release. Not sure how, but somehow
He's fucking
Iceman
dead.
returned. Somehow Iceman returned. Okay. Steve Orlando, Lan Medina, the Omega level mutant, as you've never seen him before. He looks exactly like every time we've seen him before. After the events of the Hellfire Gala, Bobby Drake sets his sights on heroic deeds like never before. But as a new situation develops, is this new situation dying?
Yeah,
Because that's what happened in the Hellfire Gala book.
I mean, I do wonder if this is like a elaborate ruse that they put out. Like they put these like previews out a few months ago, thinking like, oh well, surely Iceman will survive the fall of X. Apparently, I don't know. I have no fucking idea. Maybe this is skipping to the end. I mean, it seems reasonable to assume that most of these characters will probably be back at some point or another.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't know what the fuck this is going to be happening because, like, a week after the character died is a weird timing for this debut issue. Yeah.
Dude, Iceman has always had screwed up things happen during these mutant massacres. Remember House of M and he was depowered, and then like a month later he was like, nah, he was just having, whatever.
Issues.
He was having what, Dave?
Performance issues.
It was like he felt bad for everybody.
Iceman is one of those characters who's like, they kind of trap themselves. Where like apparently the character has like astonishing potential. Like he's supposed to be one of the most powerful mutants, bar none.
I can't believe he's an Omega level mutant.
Well, they perpetually have him stuck up his own ass. That's been the character's MO, I think, since the Chris Claremont days, where like they talk about how like, oh well, Iceman, watch out once he starts tapping into that potential. And then like for decades since then, he's like, any minute now he's gonna tap into that potential.
Well, dude.
I think the first time when I was reading an X-Men book that I realized that Iceman had potential is when Emma Frost was inhabiting his body. Her mind was in his body.
There was a famous issue where she like took over his body and she was wrecking shit.
He was way better at being Iceman than Iceman.
He was way better at being Iceman.
That's one of the things that was pretty cool about the Marauders book was that they were actually letting him, step up a little bit. Like he went into Jotunheim and just beat the shit out of a bunch of frost giants just to see if he could, dude.
I remember Iceman one time like teleported himself through an ocean. There's a story from the future. I think it's the Children of the Atom. But anyway, he doesn't come like a snowman of his comes. It's not him. He just sends like a clone of himself.
Sends a copy
of himself made out of snow.
Olaf.
To be the hero. It's like Olaf. He sends Olaf.
They did also do some fun stuff in Wolverine and the X-Men, Jason Aaron book from a few years back where he can make like 1 billion clones of himself and he was able to like beat down on the Red Hulk.
Oh my gosh. I mean, he's
or at least fight him pretty evenly.
He's so OP, yet they so underplay it. It's so weird to me. But of course, there's going to be a lot of variants for that one. That is on my list this week. I'm looking forward to it. I am, especially after.
I'm just curious.
The other
what
day.
this
Marvel got more time.
Like, how is this going to fit up with the character very graphically dying last week?
Yeah. Death of Venomverse continues the Summer of Symbiotes. I'm just so over it. Doctor Strange #6 continues that run. Not bad, but I mean, I've read so many good Doctor Strange runs that it's hard to really give a shit sometimes, Fantastic Four #10 is one of the better runs of these characters. Ryan North, Leandro Fernandez. I just love this book. It is so much damn fun, dude.
Yeah, this has been really good.
Yeah. Plus a bonus page written by Jonathan Hickman. What?
Huh?
What? Plus
a bonus page. It's pimping out the gods stuff.
Nice.
Which, hey, I'm all for that. That sounds good to me.
Yeah, me too. They were great in the Hellfire Gala book, even though they just had one page. So there you go.
I got lost in the shuffle of like that, pretty brutal shit that they went through in that book.
Dude.
But, yeah.
Dude. The Fall of X continues. Magneto also dead. Also not alive. J.M. De Mateus and Todd Nauk. Magneto was right. Yeah, that is the understatement of the year after reading the Hellfire Gala book last week. Magneto bursts onto the scene as the most diabolical of evil mutants, but when Professor Xavier must leave the planet for life-saving treatment, Magneto inherits a new title, Teacher. With the new mutants under his tutelage, how will these young and powerful mutants learn to take orders from a supervillain? So yeah, this seems like it's a throwback sort of thing, kind of like that Storm book is now, you know. So hey, Andrew, thanks, man. See you next time. I think he was talking to us about leaving. Anyway, yeah. So I don't know what this is going to be. It does seem like it's sort of because look at the costumes of these characters on here. These are not new, you know. These are like the old costumes. So
yeah, this is
I'm just
Claremont
not sure
level,
about
Claremont era stuff, I believe.
Yeah, so I think I'm going to skip this, man.
This is they've been doing a lot of these lately. These kind of out of continuity,
Throwback.
like
Yeah.
It's not
the
something I'm
Storm book is
interested
like
in,
that.
but hey, more power to you. Yeah, that same reason I'm
Yeah.
not reading the Storm book is it's just it's
I
whatever.
just don't care. So we also get Moon Knight number 26. This is one of the more popular series. Also a bonus page written by Jonathan Hickman. Who are the gods? I don't know if that's going to be the same page in all of these books, or if they are actually taking a story and splitting it up into slices and just inserting them into all of the books to try to use Jonathan Hickman's talent as a way to promote all these other books.
Maybe.
I'm kind of against that. You're not going to make me pay $4 for one page. Okay, it was bad enough when I had to buy Justice League just to read the 5 pages in the back that I actually wanted to read with the Dark Justice League.
Oh man, that takes me back. Oh, I guess it was only a couple years ago, but still,
it was only a year or two ago. Yeah. So yeah, Moon Knight's good. Scarlet Witch number 7 coming out. That's still Steve Orlando. We do get a Secret Warriors omnibus, which just in time for Hickman to come back. I had such a great time with that book. We also have a brand new Star Wars book called Dark Droids. It's Charles Soule. I have seen so many previews for this. Like, there might be a Force-sensitive droid coming up in this series.
Okay.
Well, in the extended universe, there was a Jedi droid.
Yeah.
So
okay.
That's
well, I'm not a big Star Wars guy, but I thought that like the Force connected living thing, so it seems like droids should be precluded from that.
Yeah.
Well,
just because it was in the extended univerce, that doesn't mean
I do
it
want to hear how
bullshit.
that happens. Did they keep to that rule though in extended universe, Dave?
I don't remember the exact details of the droid, but I know in the current continuity, because of the Clone Wars, there is a droid that will show up in Ahsoka that is associated with the Jedi. It has an understanding of the Force. I don't know if it can wield the Force, but it is voiced by David Tennant, who's reprising the role from the series, the Clone Wars series.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
So it's a.
I mean, General Grievous was almost like there, dude.
As old as Yoda.
Yeah, I mean, General Grievous was like almost there. Was he Force
General
sensitive?
Grievous
though, or
was
he
a
just
cyborg.
like using lightsabers.
General Grievous was a cyborg who had a blood transfusion with midichlorians in it.
Oh, okay.
General Grievous started out as an organic that was turned into a cyborg.
Kind of like Vader, but like they turned it up to 10.
Yeah,
that's cool.
He was the prototype. I guess.
Whatever. Let's just move on.
I know that's some deep lore on Star Wars, dude. But also Star Wars Yoda number 10 is coming out. I've heard this book has been really, really solid. I need to go back and check it out. We do get this weird Strange Academy Miles Morales number 1. I guess school is back in session, and Strange Academy is kicking off the year with a field trip to New York City to throw down against Brooklyn Visions Academy in the Multiversal Math Bowl. That's just weird. When a mysterious new villain crashes the Mathletics, the students of Strange Academy must team up with Miles Morales to put a stop to his plots. One chapter of a thrilling 3-part saga. Carlos Hernandez won Cabal. This looks cool, dude. You know, it seems all right.
I mean, that's an interesting idea for a crossover. Just getting all the teen heroes together for shenanigans.
Yeah.
Shenanigans.
Agreed. Shenanigans. All right, what if Dark Venom? Well, Warlock Rebirth, man, whatever. Not a fan of that character. But what if Dark Venom? I know we didn't talk about it on yesterday's reviews because there was just so much other shit. But I read the What If Dark Gwen Stacy, and it was pretty damn good. Like, she doesn't die on the bridge, right? Peter does. So she basically becomes Spider-Man in a way, but does it in a way where she just gets over on the Green Goblin. And then right when she's about to kill the Green Goblin, Harry walks in and says, "No, I got you, girl," and kills him. And then he learns that it's his dad. And it was just really, really well put together, like a what if story with this really dark tone to it. So I might read this just to see if it keeps up with that.
Although,
'cause, yeah, I had a
isn't
really good
Venom
time with the
already
first one.
dark? We don't need a dark Venom, do we?
It does include like the thing here, like what if Ben Grimm became Venom? I don't. So like after Secret Wars, it's not Spider-Man who gets the thing. It's Ben Grimm. Hey Andy,
Yeah,
Andy in
that's
the chat.
plausible. I mean, they did have the Venom symbiote just hanging out in the Baxter building for a while.
Yeah, I remember that. So
I'm assuming that's
We'll see
where the
what
story
happens
takes
there.
off from.
Yeah. Now, man, getting over because it's an issue that ends with the it's like, you know, divisible into 100. Jerry Duggan, Stefano Caselli, X-Men number 25. Shadowcat is back, rolling out of the pages of Hellfire Gala 2023. I can only assume. Shadowcat's back. Not Kate Pride anymore. Not Kitty. Not Sprite. You know, not Red Queen like she was for like 5 minutes. Yeah, so she seems like she's going to be sort of a wet works person who goes in and just takes.
Yeah, she has an interesting.
Orcus to the woodshed.
Yeah, she's the only mutant now who can use the gates, which is an interesting role reversal from how it was before.
Yeah, I agree, man. A lot of great shit going on here. We got some Crafton. It kind of is Crafton. Krakoa. He's an asshole.
That asshole, yeah.
But yeah, I think that's Deadpool doing shit. Oh no, that's an Orcus guy. That's just an Orcus person.
I wonder if they'll get Deadpool out there sometime to complain about them stealing his look.
Should. They've got to wrap up the story going on in X-Force right now before that, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, Beast got away. Wolverine is definitely going to be on the hunt for those 3 clones that got away. But as far as I know, X-Force aren't they still hanging out in the future, or did they wrap that? They must have wrapped that. Yeah, I'll have to wait, man. It's so hard to keep track because the Wolverine and the X-Force books are kind of basically the same fucking book. You know, it's just coming out twice a month. So, yeah, and that's it, man. That's it. There you go. Dynamite doesn't have much. A lot of, you know, expensive reprints. They do have this Fire and Ice #1, which is written by Bill Willingham. So that's cool. This is based on like
Fables fame.
Yeah.
Is it anything to do with Fables or
no? This is more on the animated film called Fire and Ice from Frank Frazetta and Ralph Bakshi from back in the day, back in '82. So they're revisiting like that fantasy world. It looks wonderful though. The cover art there just looks great. It's Sienkiewicz art, so of course it's going to look great. But yeah, I don't know what the interior art is going to look like. Here's a great Frazetta homage cover. That's freaking gorgeous. Love it. And that is from the interior artist, Leonardo Manco. So I'm hoping that it looks like that, dude. If it does, that'll be freaking amazing. So yeah, that's definitely on my list of stuff to look forward to this week.
Okay, yeah.
Gargoyles number. Oh, go ahead, Dave.
Yeah, I was just looking at some of the stuff for Fire and Ice. I do remember watching this some time ago. So yeah, so it's very, very sword and sorcery, kind of like has a character that's like very much He-Man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's basically that Conan ripoff, you know, in a way.
But it's
go ahead.
It's Botchki, so
yeah. Gargoyles #8. Continuing that great, man. Dynamite. That's one of the wins of the fucking year this year is Dynamite and all of their Disney books.
Yeah.
The Darkwing Duck book, the Gargoyles book, the Scar book, all of those villains. Yeah, all those Disney villain books are really doing very well.
And it's saying something when I'm willing to pick up a Dynamite book for that.
Yes. Yeah. So good on them for you know grabbing that license and getting shit done there. So, but that's all they've got this week at Dynamite. Now we go to everything else. Again, not much from the small press this week. There are some gems though. Dave, do you want to go? And then I'll just cut you off. There's a lot of expensive books at the top of this list. Jeez.
Yeah. Well,
Conan?
yeah, that was going to be my first pick. I was going to scroll down to it, but
Jim Zub, baby.
Jim Zub doing Conan.
Uh,
Who better?
Dude, Jim
to
Zub
do
has done some
Conan?
of the best sword and sorcery adventure fantasy shit I have ever read.
This is like his dream project.
It is. It is. He's done Dungeons and Dragons, which he said then was a dream project, and now he gets to, just put. I mean, these are what other Red Sonja? I think he's done Red Sonja too.
Possibly.
I don't even know what other fantasy projects you could do, but it all started with Skull Kickers. If you haven't read Skull Kickers, it's hilarious. It's fantastic. I go back to that book all the time when I just want to laugh because I just love it so much. But yeah, this book looks great, dude. It looks like Conan. Like Conan. It looks like throwback Conan too, to like the Marvel era. The early Marvel era.
It does kind of have that kind of look to it, but it's got a ton of variant covers.
Oh, dude, they are pulling out. Well, it's Conan. I mean, they're pulling out all the stops for this, letting anybody who's anybody get involved with doing a Conan cover. And why shouldn't they? They are.
If I could get it, I want that Mignola cover.
Oh yeah, Mike Mignola is doing a cover. It's very well done. It's very fun. Yeah,
they got an Art Germ cover on here. Great too.
Yeah. So. Yeah. And a blank, of course, the blank sketch cover. But yeah, really good one. Good call. Dark Spaces Good Deeds is Snyder's book that's continuing from IDW on the Dark Spaces kind of line that he's got. Andy calling out the Oddly Pedestrian Life, Christopher Chaos. Yes. I need to read that first one again, even though I have.
That was on the list, Andy.
Nice.
I was just going to go through it kind of alphabetically, hopefully. Fearless Dawn, for whatever reason, that's showing up on my Twitter feed.
Oh, the Oddly Pedestrian Life of Christopher Chaos?
Yeah. Well, I was going to mention Fearless Dawn. Just because it's been showing up on my Twitter feeds for whatever reason.
Hey, oh, my bad. Sure. Fearless Dawn, Steve Mannion doing the writing and the art. Very cool looking art here. Tank Girl, early Tank Girl reminiscent.
There is a Tank Girl vibe to it, yeah. Kind of, they talking about like the Goon, so
right, yeah.
There's a Goon vibe.
Oh, I love that art. That is great pencil work, dude. That is so fun. Good shout out there, Dave.
Well, like Andy said, the Oddly Pedestrian Life of Christopher Chaos, #2. I did not expect to like this book as much as I did from the first issue.
Right. So. I mean, it's got a good pedigree,
Yeah.
And I had a great time with it. It's James Tynion. This actually came out on his Substack. You know what I mean? So I was able to get an early look at it like months and months ago when it was going out digitally. So I don't know what the hell's up with Dynamite having no clue with Previews, Diamond having no idea what they're doing here. But yeah, it's James Tynion. He won the Eisner Award this year for the 3rd time in a row for a writer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I did not know, not the 3rd time in a row, but I know that he did win it.
Yeah. All right, next dude. Which one you got?
We're going a little ways. It's Parker Girls #9. Just can't go wrong with Terry Moore.
Fantastic. Always great. Terry Moore. Can't beat him. Can't beat it. Lovely cover there. Really good. Man.
Shit's about to go down. Shit is finally going down again.
It's about to go down, dude. It's about to go down and hard. What else?
The next book I got is Project Reese. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Rice. It's Zach Thompson and Jeff McComsey from Mad Cave. Looks okay.
It looks like a group of treasure hunters going after Nazi gold, apparently, in the 1950s.
Yeah.
So we got some Cold War thing going on here. Secret Nazi layers. I'm thinking
high adventure, man. Like Indiana Jones type shit. Yeah, I'm down for it. That looks fun.
And then the last book I got pulled up, because I know you're going to mention some. So I got, because I'm a fan of the old series, Robotech. Rick Hunter.
Yeah. Rick Hunter. Man, Brandon Easton was at Comic-Con last week, and he said because of this book, it's the longest line he has ever had at a comic convention. and he was very excited about it. And he sort of said it was like the perfect storm because the only thing that was there is comics. Titan put him in a really cool location, and they really pushed the fact that there's a new Robotech book coming out. So, yeah, congrats to him for a book that's already a success even before it's published. But yeah, it's just Robotech. It's Robotech, man.
Robotech. You can't go wrong with Robotech.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with fucking Robotech.
80s fanboying out right now. So,
amazing.
Yeah, that's
dude,
a
whole lot of covers for that. Yeah.
So I know you wanted. There's
I'm
some
not sure
books
what
in here you
else
probably
I'm
going to
gonna look
mention.
at.
The Star Trek books in
Is
particular.
there? Oh, well, Star Trek Defiant. Oh my gosh. All right. So Star Trek had the best time it's ever had in comics. Forever. This Christopher Cantwell, Angel Unzueta, continuing the Day of Blood event that started in the one shot that was out a couple of weeks ago. I would get into the background of this, but man, it is deep. But it's awesome. I'm having a great time with this event and both of these series. And we do get Dog of War #5, which is a story set in the Deep Space Nine series somewhere in season 4 or 5, something like that. It's set somewhere there.
It'd have to be
Jadzia
before.
is still alive. Yeah,
Jadzia
is still alive.
5. It'd have to be like at least 5 because she dies like at the end of 5.
Yeah, so it's 4 or 5, somewhere like that. So we also get the Star Wars hyperspace stories. Those are always fun for the kiddos. And yeah, I think that's all for me, man. We do get this Lost Years #5 for the Last Ronin stuff. But yeah, man, what a kind of a light week. There's some weird. It's I don't know, man. It's sort of middle of the road. The reason I say that is Image has 2 debuts, and I always love checking out Image debuts. But I mean, you're right. Beyond that, I have one book at DC, the John Kent book. One book for sure at Marvel, which is the Iceman.
Well, it's also the Steelworks book, which I'm surprised as anyone to hear myself say that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
That's right.
Yeah, the John Kent book and that are about all that's coming out of DC. I'm looking forward to X-Men.
City Boy too.
City Boy will be fun. City Boy. X-Men #25 I'm looking forward to because that seems like it's going to be picking up the ball and running with it after last week's X-Men issue.
Yeah, let's hope Iceman does too. Let's hope they explain
why
he's still alive.
I have no idea what to expect from that.
Yeah, let's see if they can actually pull it off. That him dying literally in one of the most important moments in recent X-Men history since the last Hellfire Gala. You know, I mean, I don't know. They need.
This was bigger than last year's Hellfire. This is probably arguably bigger than what happened when they terraformed Mars. It's hard to say.
Yeah, I love the pacing.
We'll have to see the fallout of this, you know.
Yeah, exactly. It's all going to be in the fallout, and that's the thing about terraforming Mars. It's like, okay, you're terraforming Mars, big deal, and now they're making it fucking where all the Iraqi mutants are. No, that's dope. That's dope, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of good books coming out this week. Just I don't know. New Conan book looks great, you know. And of course the Star Trek shit is going to be great. If you want us to talk more about these books, come back Sunday. We are going to be talking about all of these books and more on our Sunday show. If you like what we're doing, check out The Bullies. Leroy and Eli did a show, I think it was last night. Did they do a show last night? I was so out of the loop today, man, because I had so much going on. But
I did not take my headset with me to work last night, so I did not get an opportunity to listen. If they did,
yeah. So I think they really did I think they did a Twisted Metal deep dive, that show on Peacock, which is quite good for what it is, you know. But check them out. If you want links to everything that the Bullies got going on and everything that we got going on, go to outrightgeekery.com. All the socials, all the vids, all the audios, all the fun, including the Facebook group that Andy runs. It's fantastic. Over there and check that out. Please, 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 please. Again, thanks for hanging out, everybody. But most of all, thanks to these guys for hanging out with this guy.
Always fun.
And we're going to do it again next time.
Same geek time, same geek channel.
Over the world. Keep going. I'm going to make him pass out before the end of the show.
Good girl.
He's now lying on the floor. Out of breath.
Well, we finally did it. Kill Dave.